What's up, guys? I'm back from being sick. Mark's still sick, unfortunately, and I am kind of getting the engine ready to put back into the car. Right there. We're manual swapping it. Alright, Mark's clutch. We are running the white bunny setup, and then we got the EP flywheel bolts. So we got to put in the throwout bearing today and pilot bearing right now. I'm gonna grease up the crank, fill the pilot bearing in, and then we can start putting in the flywheel.
Alright, we're back. For those who don't know, me and Ruben were sick with the flu, so we didn't really get to work on the car for like a week straight. But now we feel better, so we're gonna start working on the car. Alright, so what we've been doing is, one, I've been prepping the trunk and ready for primer. That way we don't really have to touch the trunk after this. And then Ruben has been getting the motor ready to throw back into the S14. Motor should go in today, but while we wait on Ruben to do the finishing touches to the motor, I'm gonna go lay down some primer in the trunk and get that over with. Before I forget, the front bumper has arrived, so I'm sure you guys know that we're running the fiberglass fake Nismo 270D rear bumper, or 270R, whatever, the Nismo rear bumper, and then we're running nav and skirts. For the front, we're running this fine line nav and bumper, which took freaking forever. So we've been waiting for it for a while, but it's finally here, and we have the whole body kit.
Lovely.
So the trunk is now primered. Pretty much looks as I expected, but we actually plan to lay sound deadening in the trunk as well, like we did inside the car. That way we don't have trunk noise when we drive. Ruben and me are about to throw in the motor. As you guys can tell, Ruben pretty much finished all the little things.
Do the exhaust manifold on. We got rid of our what's the term for it? It's not coming to my head right now what it's called, but long story short, we got rid of this thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that is too.
No, I see that there's a difference. You don't know what it is, I know what it is, it's just not coming to mind right now. We threw in the clutch and flywheel and stuff. Mark's running the competition white bunny, full face disc. Yev ran the 6-puck white bunny on his KAT setup, and I don't know, I just kind of fell in love with how grabby it was and like how crisp the feel was. So we did a full face disc for Mark because one, it's cheaper, and yeah, it's gonna grab perfectly fine. It could hold like 400 horsepower. And then spare manual training we had at home, and that's kind of like it. I tried to put in as much little things so I don't have to like break my knuckles when the engine's in here. Yeah, let's put the engine in. Lovely. put the engine in, I right away went and, you know, torqued up the mounts and stuff, threw together the wiring, plumbed a whole bunch of stuff up. Now that all that's left to do is put the intake on, wire up for the transmission, the speed sensor, and I mean add fluids, and really it's able to crank unless I didn't wire something up inside.
No, I think it was before that. I don't know.
Alright guys, it's the day after Christmas and I'm working on Mark's 240 today. I want to put some interior bits in right now, preferably like the dash, the carpet, all of that. The carpet is fully like sound deadened, the carpet area. Everything here is sound deadened, so I can actually put it in and not worry about any loose ends. Underneath the dash there's definitely a few things that I have to question. Mainly, why the hell my windshield wipers aren't working, but I'll figure that out. Don't mind this is because I installed the clutch pedal. These are all computers that are kind of unnecessary. Clutch pedal's in, brake pedal is gonna come out and we're gonna put a manual one in once it's here. For the most part, the engine is all engine bay and engine, everything here is buttoned up. I have to make an exhaust, but that's like the very last thing I'm going to be doing. Suspension, also everything's done. The brakes just need to be bled. As for drivetrain, to get this thing moving, we're going to have to get a custom drive shaft made. And aside from that, I'm waiting for, like I said, I'm going to need to change out the brake pedal. We're going to have to bleed the slave cylinder because the hard line's not here yet. Or I guess the braided line. But then yeah, it's just gonna be the shifter, and that's gonna be it for a manual.
So today is December 28th. I haven't picked up the camera, nor have we already touched the car because it's been the holidays. Ruben worked on the car a little bit. I was out of town for Christmas, so I wasn't even able to be here. But this is the current state of the car. So motor is fully in, room through in carpet. Shot through like a few clips that he filmed while I was gone. Car starts under its own power. It doesn't run because it doesn't drive. Yeah, it runs, it just doesn't drive because we haven't bolted up the drive shaft, and we're waiting on a few things like a brake pedal and then some stuff for the manual swap. But like the motor's in and it can crank over. We just have interior stuff to do now, but we don't have all the pieces for the interior, so it's kind of pointless starting on it without having all the pieces. So me and Ruben talked about it, and we think the best thing we can do is throwing the parts on the outside of the car together and making the car look presentable. So Ruben can start doing body work. Today we're just gonna throw on the fenders, hood, front bumper, doors. I mean, pretty much everything on the outside. At least get it all lined up so that Ruben can start working on bodywork. As you guys can tell, the swap actually looks, well, it's not really a swap. The motor looks very clean with this gunmetal color. Me and Ruben are super pumped on this. Like, this looks way better than what I thought it would look like under the hood, and like super stoked on that.
Hold this. Just hold it really quickly. Bottom one.
Oh, the arrow was like $600-700.
I mean, that lip was cracked on both corners and then almost in the center.
Alright, I think that's where we're wrapping it up today. Me and Ruben got the doors, fenders, and hood line. Mostly Ruben. But yeah, that's how it looks.
loving. Loving.